dear children, let's enter into the new world of learning. You will find your teachers have become digital, isn't it? Enjoy your studies, be more attentive, increase your concentration power, increase your listening capacity. Regarding science, this year your science is going to be divided into two sections, section 1 and section 2. In section 1, you have to study physics and chemistry. In section 2, you have to study biology. Laws of motion from section 1, lesson number 1. Motion of an object. First, let's know what motion is. When force is applied, object starts moving. A moving object can be perceived or can be felt. So, here are some examples where you can sense motion. See the examples: flight of a bird, stationary train, leaves flying through air, a stone lying, flying of a kite. You see your friend is running, breeze is blowing. From all these examples, you could sense some or the other motion. Breeze, you could sense breeze through your skin. And other all examples are the motion which you could sense through your eyes. So, motion is a relative concept. Why it is a relative concept? There is one example given here. You are traveling in a bus. Is the person sitting next to you in motion? Yes. Even though he is sitting next to you, you and that person is in motion because the bus is in motion. Take another example. You are there on a platform and your friend is moving into a train, sitting into a train, the train which is in motion. You will find the train is in motion and your friend also is in motion. But when your friend is looking at you, he will find you are stationary. So, motion is a relative concept because your friend doesn't feel any motion as he is sitting in the train. If the position of an object is changing with respect to its surrounding, then we say that the object is in motion, otherwise it is at rest. When we perceive something is moving around us, what is moving means? It is changing its place from one position to another. We have to study some concepts here of motion, that is displacement and distance. Here is a figure which is showing you a boy riding a bicycle. His house is at point B, a tree is at point C. He has to go at point C. So he will travel to two paths. Let's decide. If he travels from A to B and then to C, he has taken a long path. Else, directly if he travels from A to C, that length of the path is 5 meters. But if he reaches to the house and then to the tree, the length becomes 4 plus 3, 7 meters. So here we can clear our concept of distance and displacement. So let's know what distance is and what displacement is. Displacement, that means a boy is moving from A to B. That means the shortest distance he has made. So the shortest length or the minimum length where he is traveling, that is called as displacement. Distance, directly when he is moving, the length of his path. The whole length of his path is called as distance. So distance means the length of the path travelled by that boy. So what is the length of the path travelled by the boy? That is 4 meters plus 3 meters. And the shortest distance he has traveled or the shortest path he has traveled, that is 5 meters. So your AC is displacement, AB plus BC is distance traveled. One more figure is there. See the distance traveled and the displacement. A person moving from A to B can move into two different ways. Could see the curved path and you could see the direct path. The smallest or the minimum length is called as displacement and the actual length traveled is called as distance. So let's define distance. The length of an actual path traveled by an object in motion while going from one point to another. And let's define displacement. Displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and the finishing point. I repeat, distance, the length of an actual path traveled by an object in motion while going from one point to another. Displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and the finishing point. Let's take one more example of distance. Distance from Kankoli to Mumbai. We say it is 500 kilometers. But the displacement in between where the bus stops or either the train has stopped, that is your displacement, the shortest distance. Speed and velocity. One more concept you have to study, that is speed and velocity. You have seen what speed is or you have been studying from all those years. Speed means distance traveled upon time required to travel that distance. Therefore, speed is equal to total distance traveled upon time required. Speed is equal to total distance traveled. That means if distance traveled is more, that means speed is more. Time and speed is inversely proportion to each other. Why time is inversely proportion? Time required to travel the distance. If time required is less, that means speed is more. If time required is more, that means speed is less. Therefore, time and speed is inversely proportional to each other. Same thing, velocity. Velocity is nothing else but the unit of speed. So velocity is same as that of speed, but its proportionality is displacement upon time. So velocity is directly proportional to displacement. What displacement is? Displacement is the unit of distance. So here the same thing, velocity is equal to displacement or velocity is directly proportional to displacement and velocity is inversely proportional to time. The distance traveled in a particular direction by an object in unit time is called as velocity. So the shortest distance or the minimum distance you traveled or minimum length you traveled while traveling your path is called as velocity. The unit of speed and velocity are same. In all the physical quantities, you are supposed to use a unit. Without using unit, your quantities or your values become zero. Therefore, units are must to be used. So, in SI system, unit of speed and velocity is meter per second and in CGS system, unit is centimeter per. Here is one more example which is taken from your textbook. Observe this figure. Sheetal and Prashant's house is given at left hand side. Sangeeta's house is given at right hand side, and the school you could see. The path followed. Sheetal is traveling along path A. That means she is moving towards Sangeeta's house. So the distance between Sheetal's and Sangeeta's house is 500 meter. Suppose if Sheetal is traveling towards Sangeeta's house and she has completed her path in 5 minutes. So to complete the path A, the speed of Sheetal is distance upon time. Distance travelled is 500 meters and time taken to travel this distance is 5 minutes. So her speed is 100 meter per minute. Sheetal's speed along path B. Now these both have started towards the school, and the school is at a distance of 1200 meter from Sangeeta's house. So both of them have started towards the school and reached the school after 24 minutes. So what is the speed of Sheetal here? That is distance upon time. 1200 meter divided by 24 minutes. The speed is 50 meters per minute. Now, what is the average speed of Sheetal? Total distance travelled by Sheetal. What is the total distance she has travelled? 5 meters, 500 meters plus 1200 meters divided by 5 minutes plus 24 minutes. So 500 plus 1200, it becomes 1729 minutes. So the speed, the average speed of Sheetal is 58.6 meters per minute. Now we have to see the velocity. Velocity, Sheetal's velocity along the path. Now here what is the velocity? The displacement. Instead of going to Sangeeta's house, if she directly moved towards the school, the shortest distance she has travelled. That is displacement upon time. She will travel 1300 meters. That is from her house. The distance is 1300 meter towards the school. She completes that 1300 meter in 29 minutes. Therefore, displacement upon time, we get the value 44.83 meters, 0.83 meters per minute. Just look through here, the speed and velocity will distinguish between speed and velocity now. What speed is and the velocity. Is there any difference? There are some difference in their quantities. So speed is defined as the rate of change of distance, where rate of change of distance means distance upon time, and velocity is defined as rate of change of displacement. Speed is a scalar quantity and velocity is a vector quantity. What do you mean by scalar quantity? The scalar quantity having only magnitude. Vector quantity means it is having magnitude as well as direction. Scalar quantity, wherever scalar quantity is used, we don't consider direction. We consider only magnitude. Wherever vector quantity is used, we consider both magnitude and direction. It can be, the speed can never be negative or zero, but velocity can be negative, zero, or it can be positive because it relates with direction. Speed is velocity without direction, and velocity is directed speed. Speed may or may not be equal to velocity. Velocity might change, but speed will remain same, isn't it? A body may possess different velocities but same speed. As you go in different velocities, your speed will remain same, but velocity will change. Speed never decreases with time. For a moving body, it is never zero. Velocity can decrease with time. For a moving body, it can be zero. The SI unit, speed is measured in meters per second. Effect of speed and direction of velocity. Same thing. What is the effect of speed and direction on velocity? As speed is scalar quantity, it is not affected by the change in the direction of motion. Velocity is vector quantity, so it will be affected if motion's direction is changed. Speed remains constant, but velocity of the body changes if speed changes. So changing the speed of an object obviously will change its velocity. If body speeds up, its velocity changes. When a moving body slows down, velocity also change. Then what will happen if direction changes? If direction of the motion changes, velocity will increase or decrease. So there will be change in the velocity.